I don't know about you, but I've never seen an NFL player with a buck. Like, that was something, A.J. Brown. And, oh my gosh, my Rams. They're so good, guys. They're so good. And, one last thing. Oh gosh, the Bucs, that was a tough ending. Anyway, though, here's, of course, your recap from the wild card round.
Herbert, pump, throw, intercepted! Eric Murray, pick six, touchdown!
So A.J. Brown, well, we're figuring that out. He's a little frustrated. Obviously, he hasn't seen too many balls today. He's going to read a little passage here.
Have you seen signs of growth with how much notice he's starting to go offensively?
Yeah, I've seen signs of growth for sure. From past, first year out here.
Does that make you optimistic going forward?
Nah.
Where's some of the signs you've seen, George?
So what?
Where's some of the signs?
Top for it. He wants to run for it, Jim. He wants to just go get it with his legs. He's trying to find it.
Wasn't there, so now he's got to throw it deep to the end zone. And was that caught? Yes! The Washington Commanders off the upright. It is in! They took their way to the divisional round.
Welcome to Wildcard Weekend, powered by Verizon. Live from Houston. Attempt for Cameron Dicker. And it's good. He said he was grateful for the valleys this year. He grew as a player and a person. He throws, and that ball jarred loose after the 39-yard attempt for Cameron Dicker. He nails it
Early, and they're weathering the storm.
J.K. Scott, and it's blocked. The ball does bounce at the 46. Third down and long. Stroud hangs in there. A floater. Intercepted on the sidelines. First half. Out of the pocket. Herbert dials it up across his body, and that one's intercepted. Kamari Lassiter. 7 yards of offense. Oh, the ball.
Scooped up by Stroud.
Circles. Throws. Complete. On a busted play. Hutchinson. Stroud laces in. Touchdown. Nico Collins. On second down, Stroud steps up. Stroud will tuck and run. Stroud big gain. C.J. Stroud. Townsend Holder, 41-yarder. He nails it for the Pro Bowler Nico Collins.
He was going to throw it.
Yeah, makes a thought about it, and then he loses the ball. 52-yard field goal try for Dicker. Herbert to throw it. He does. But it's short. And the kick is good. Herbert, pump, throw, intercepted. Eric Murray, pick six, touchdown, Texans. Chargers moving quickly, sidearm, intercepted off the deflection by Stingley. Stingley down the sideline. 30-yard attempt. Fairbairn steps up, throws it in the air, catch made. McConkey breaks away. McConkey takes it all the way. Extra point. Dicker. It gets popped up in the air.
By Mixon here.
They got it. C.J. Stroud does it as Mixon. First down and more. Mixon hits the pylon. Herbert, deep shot, picked off. Fourth of the day for Houston, Derek Stingley.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Final Vote, of course. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the 2025 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend recap. Of course, we did have 2 games on this first Saturday. Again, as you just saw the highlights from, of course, the first game of the playoffs. Again, we'll get to the rest of the games, of course, we go along with this. Anyway, though, of course, first game that began the playoffs was the Texans and Chargers. Of course, going into this one, I had the Chargers winning, and I think I had them winning. I don't know, it wasn't comfortably, but I had them definitely winning. And of course, it didn't go anywhere the way I planned it to. And of course, the Texans were able to just completely, boat race it. Chargers, at least defensively. As again, they came out with a blowout win, and I'm just going to put it straight up, guys. The Texans brought just a different intensity in this one. It felt like a playoff game, that like a home team. Like, this is the best game they played all year. So again, it's just a different energy we have not seen out of the Texans at all. Like, even last year when they blew the doors out the Browns in the wild card round, it wasn't this type of energy. This Texans team, they just came out with something different, and the Chargers did not know what the heck to do with it. And again, the Texans rode after in a scoreless first quarter. Offensively, they weren't even too great in this one. They still just came around and just played a great brand of football. And again, this was just, it was a shock, to be honest with you guys. I did not expect this at all. But hey, I picked them to begin the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season, so I mean, I guess there was something there. But yeah, Texans played phenomenal. 32-12 on obviously blowout overall. Chargers, we'll get to Justin Herbert, obviously. I got to talk about him. But, yeah, that was not really the way they probably want to go out. Again, as 5 seed, this is a game that, again, that many people thought they were going to win. No. They obviously haven't won a playoff game also since 2019. That was against a rookie Lamar Jackson. So, yeah. Anyway, though, for the Texans, of course, next week they will be going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs squad. We'll have more on that, of course, with the power rankings for the remaining teams, as well as obviously the eliminated teams. I think probably on Wednesday, if I had to guess. And then, obviously, on, what is it called? Then we'll have the divisional round preview. They actually could kick off the division round as well, ironically. Anyway, though, for Justin Herbert, I mean, guys, in the U.S. district, I think, what is it, the friggin' Fifth Amendment or something? Or no, the Miranda rights, yeah. You're innocent until proven guilty. Well, in the NFL, in terms of your narrative, you're guilty until proven otherwise. And for Justin Herbert, his narrative is very clear. Cannot win in the playoffs, and he sucks under pressure. And I mean, 2 instances now, guys, that he hasn't done anything about it. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I'm for a quarterback, I'm brought under the principle that if they are face adversity, at least in the playoffs, they don't really do anything about it, or they completely crumble under it, especially in this type of game. Then yeah, you're just not it. Obviously, he blew a 27 lead. Not obviously him, but the team. He was quarterbacking back in 2022, blew that 27-0 lead against the Jaguars. And now this, I mean, yeah, Justin Herbert. I mean, I'm talking about it all literally the rest of the offseason. Great player, insane talent, but oh my God, cannot win in the playoffs. At least that's what we've seen so far. Get the monkey off your back next year, bro. But he was god-awful. Outside of that absolute seed he threw for Lamar Jackson, who, by the way, is just ridiculously good. I did not think he was going to be this coming league. I was gassing him a little, guys. I'm like, yeah, this guy's got some talent, but holy crap, he's like freaking legit. And speaking of that, he needs some help, guys. Lamar Jackson, they got to get another receiver in here that can, like, again, he can't be literally the dude. I mean, he was great in this game. He had the 86-yard touchdown and stuff, but, like, Justin Herbert was literally only throwing to him. And speaking of that, 4 interceptions. The pick six, it's inexcusable. That was a completely awful throw. I get he was pressured, but I mean that's got to be low at the very least. Skip it if you have to. That was a pick six waiting to happen. Again, that was way too high, and it was also way too fast. I don't know what he's doing on that one. The interception at the end of Derek Stingley, I mean, that was just a ridiculous play by him. But yeah, Justin Herbert, 3 interceptions, straight up inexcusable. This is by far the worst game we've seen out of him all year. Obviously, more interceptions in this one game, 4, than he had the entire season with just 3, which is just ridiculous when you think about it. That's actually insane. But yeah, Justin Herbert obviously was folded under the pressure, to say the least. After that, though, this is all, again, he actually hadn't thrown a road interception his last 274 pass attempts, again, with that first one, which is, I guess, kind of an arm punt. The last time he threw that interception, again, week 2 at the Panthers, so that's actually kind of crazy when you think about it there. Yeah, they do need to help McConkey. Alright, yeah. Also, I do think this Chargers run game does need some, like, I won't say honestly, I think the best way is they need to redefine it. Gus Edwards is so washed. They need to get another running back in here who's not only explosive, but, like, powerful, too. They can find a way to do that through the draft. I think that should be one of their main priorities on offense, obviously outside of helping McConkey. But they do need to get another power back in here. J.K. Dobbins did a lot for this team this year, but he just isn't the guy, again, you can completely rely on, obviously. But when he's on the field, yes, he'll be a solid player for you. But, again, they do need a power running back that can really, again, get things going here, because I just didn't think this was it in this one. Outside of that, though, yeah, the Chargers didn't do anything, on offense. Missed many opportunities, especially in that first half. I mean, the Texans were basically given the game for most of this one. It was crazy. Again, you guys saw, like, offensively, outside of, again, that one touchdown drive in the first half, this Texans offense really wasn't doing too much. Outside of that, though, for this defense, I'm not going to complain about them too much, outside the fact that they just got completely ran over there at the end of the game. Dan Henley, I mean, he was not great overall, guys. I mean, kind of looked overwhelmed in his debut. I think in coverage, he wasn't awful, but, again, against the run, he got some pretty big gaps there. Troy Dye, gap control is pretty solid, again, when it comes to, like, not only getting the gap, but also making sure it doesn't get too big. He was good with that, but at the same time, like, I don't think he was tackling too great. Derwin James, yeah, yeah, he was there. Obviously, he's again one of the best players on the team, but he was just there. Aloy Gilman was good over the top. Khalil Mack had 2 sacks. Nice pressures from where is he? Not Joey Bosa. He was decent, but Tier Chart actually got some pressure, which I was kind of confused about. But hey, overall this defense I didn't think played too bad. They just didn't really make too much happen. Yeah, Dean Leonard did at the interception, but yeah, you can't really complain too much on this defense. But I mean, they could have been better. Digger the kicker had his 2 field goals, and of course when you look at the Texans, CJ Stroud and an amazing play to Nico Collins, who can carry this receiving core. Or no, it was Xavier Hutchinson. That's who it was. But CJ Stroud showed up overall. Again, the interception was not good. But he also, I don't really think CJ Stroud played too great. But I will say when he was throwing over the middle of Nico Collins, that connection was really getting going. Nico Collins, obviously, arguably a top 15 receiver, arguably top 10 talent out receiver in the entire NFL with that size and speed combination. But again, this one he again played the role, I guess you'd say, again for a guy like him. Outside of that though, Joe Mixon, I like 5 things on Joe Mixon. Again, I was like stunned watching him on film. Mixon brings this offense to a playoff team. I honestly think so too, because again, if they can run the ball like this next week against the Chiefs, who knows what'll happen. But yeah, he is the guy there. And yeah, again, I already talked about that there. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, Texans O-line had their best game of the year. I think that's fair for sure. Especially in that second half, they really again put the pedal to the metal, and they really created some big holes for Joe Mixon. That really put him in a good spot. Also, CJ Stroud, again, according to my very skeptical research, so you're going to go fact check this one. Only 4th quarter ever to win a playoff game in their first 2 seasons, so that's pretty crazy. I think Big Ben did it, like Ross or like Cam Newton did it. I don't think Cam Newton did it, but still. After that, though, for this offense, I mean, Xavier Hutchinson with that big play. I would say the blocking by the Titans were pretty good. Again, that was really all they had to do in this one. But for this defense, holy crap, did they show up. I mean, I thought they were decent overall, but I wasn't, like, anything crazy on them. But, oh, my God, they showed up, and, I mean, they were freaking crazy good, guys. Yeah. Also, the Texans have never been in the AFC Championship, their own 5 all-time in the division round. I'll probably mention that a couple more times the rest of the week. But, yeah, Derek Stingley's so good. Oh my, like he is so good. Eric Murray, of course, had the pick six, very opportunistic there. Aziz Al-Shaair's back on the team. Yeah, you forgot about him. He was a beast against the run. Henry 2-0-2-0. I wouldn't say was good, but for what he had to do, I mean, yeah. Will Anderson, where is he? Where is he? Daniel Hunter, they got like 8 pressures in the first half. It was crazy. Kamari last year, also the interception. He's been a beast for this team in the slot and on the outside, very versatile. Outside of that, though, I mean, guys, the defense was just phenomenal. There's no way around it. Schematically, they were like literally executing perfectly, and the D line, again, one-on-one situations were just taking advantage of everything. Again, also, Texans had over 430 yards of offense, or almost 430 yards of offense, controlled the clock decently. Again, they still had 3 turnovers, so again, that's something to reflect on there. But overall, for this Texans team, I mean, heck of a game, guys. I did not expect this at all. Now let's, of course, get to our next game, which was a little bit more straightforward when we really think about it.
And welcome to Wild Card Weekend, powered by Verizon. Dry, 29 degrees. Back at their own 5-yard line. Now they snap it here on a direct snap to Henry. Off to the races. He goes.
He needs some milk.
11. Deep drop. Jackson surveys. Jackson fires. Caught. Touchdown. Rashad
Plays and 11 runs.
Well, runs on every play. Can he get to the end zone? He can. Derrick Henry. Touchdown. Jackson. Flushed out. Extends, throws on the run, caught, touchdown. Justice Hill into the fray if they can as well. There's a pass down the sideline, caught on the run. Speaking of Mike Williams, Ravens territory tonight. Blocking is good up front. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Van Jefferson. They get their 2 big stars back. Meanwhile, there goes Henry. There goes Henry all the way to the tie. Warren back in. Down the sideline. Pickens makes the grab, and he goes in again. Meanwhile, it's the same play they ran before. Mark Andrews takes the snap.
Take him away.
Pickens wide left. Wilson straight over the middle. Wilson throws that moon ball into tight coverage, and it's not that.
Let's talk about all the things that keep us up.
And of course, the Ravens did what they should have done. Of course, they're able to live up expectations, handling the Steelers pretty easily, of course, with a 21-0 dominating first half. As, of course, they now move on to Buffalo for what should be the game of the year. I mean, that game's going to just be crazy next week. But again, regarding that match between two MVPs, we're going to guard it later because, I mean, that's the point of the previews, I guess. Anyway, though, Steelers, of course, lose their 5th straight game after starting out 10-3. Again, Week 14, again, was the last time they won a game against a Brown squad that, of course, we all know now is god-awful. So, yeah. But for the Steelers, I mean, guys, like, there's a lot of questions that are going to be brought up. I mean, there's a couple things that can obviously do this offseason. What they should do, that's not for me to say because, I mean, at this point, I think you could probably do a lot of different things and it would all end up in the same place. But, of course, Steelers are not, again, it's pretty simple for, again, the context of this team right now. We'll get more into, of course, power rankings on probably Wednesday. They aren't bad enough to really get better, but they're also not good enough to, freaking win a playoff game because they haven't won one since 2017. Like, let's put it as it is, the guys. This Steelers team in the, past month has had basically a playoff schedule, and they failed miserably in every single game. So, this Steelers team, it was frustrating watching this one. It was just not very good at all, and they really need to do some work this offseason if they're going to, do, at least, they got to redefine who they are, especially, again, on defense. For the Ravens, I mean, guys, this is what they're supposed to be doing, guys. Lamar in the playoffs, again, has been very questionable, but at least, he get a win here. But, yeah, for the Ravens overall, business as usual again in this one. For Russ, though, 20 of 29, 270, and 2 touchdowns. The numbers are kind of skewing it a little bit. On film, he missed, again, as many throws as he usually does over the middle. But at the same time, I will say Arthur Smith definitely designed a lot better route combinations for him where he doesn't actually have to read the middle of the field as well. But you saw in those third down long situations or must-pass situations, he was not good, again, at reading the middle of the field, as we already do know, because considering he's way too short for that even to be a, reality there. Running game, we're not going to talk about it. They need someone a little more explosive back there. But for us overall, I mean, guys, can't see over the field, middle of the field. I will say it wasn't like he wasn't too off in terms of the accuracy and timing, but, at the same time, he's so limited right now. They got to get some, I'd probably stick with him going into next year if I had to guess, but, this just isn't working right now. Receiving-wise, George Pickens, the press conference, of course, you saw in the intro there, that was something. But, of course, he had a crazy touchdown, 87 yards and 5 catches. He was decent. Najee had a couple nice plays out of the backfield. Jefferson, of course, with the over-shoulder catch. Mike Williams also made a big play on the third down, yeah. Calvin Austin, I don't even know how he made that catch there. Overall, his offense was a lot of hard guys making very tough plays, and that's about it because, offensively in the first half, they literally didn't get the ball past the 50-yard line. Defensively, Landon Roberts really looked like the only guy trying to play physical in this one. Joey Porter Jr. made a lot of business decisions, I'll say that. But again, I will actually say in general, he was able to wrap up and make some plays, helping out some of these guys to make big plays in the open field. Derrick Henry, he issued the statement there. Deshaun Elliott, I really didn't watch much of him, I'll be honest there. Patrick Queen, in coverage, he was atrocious, but at the same time, I really didn't have an issue with how he played overall. Cam Hayward just didn't really get much pressure, to be honest with you guys. Alex Highsmith had a really nice sack. Of course, where is he? It's very rare where TJ Watt, who I don't even think played most, he didn't even play a lot of this game, to be honest with you guys. When he was out there, though, it's very rare to see a guy like that struggle so much to do anything against a rookie and arguably not even a starting caliber right tackle. But again, Roger Rosengard for the Ravens, holy crap, what a game by him. Outside of that, again, Chris Boswell didn't have to do too much. For the Ravens, outside of the idea that, again, Lamar, he didn't even have to really do much in this one. Let's be honest there, guys, for Lamar. Again, 16 of 21, 175, 2 touchdowns. I get that, but at the same time, didn't really have to throw the ball too much. Running game, Lamar 15 carries, obviously is a little bit concerning, but most of those were on the first couple of drives. Again, I don't think that was scripted too. But Lamar again hit some explosive runs. Again, Derrick Henry 186 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, the 44-yarder. He abused that Steelers defense, just completely steamroll them. There we go. But outside of that, again, they outrushed him by you can see it that's insane. 300 rushing yards and 29. That's just it's crazy. They literally 10 times the amount of yards they had. In terms of the what is called receiving game, it really didn't it was kind of irrelevant. Rashad Bateman, of course, had a nice touchdown just so it was wide open on his. Again, that was a crazy play there. I will say I'd like to see him a little more explosive this next week. And Nelson Aguilar had one nice play. I wouldn't even call it a big play there. But yeah, they definitely could be a little more explosive next week in my opinion. But outside of that, you really can't complain on this offense play. The O-line was fantastic as well. Oh yeah, and then for his defense, Zach Orr has done a great job. At times proving his adjustments or improving his adjustments as we seen in this one. I would say that his adjustments in terms of again what we saw the last time they played the Steelers were definitely very telling, and he's really just improved that all year. Of course, defensively, the first half of the season they really struggled, but again they continued to make adjustments. Again, I think this game served as a microcosm again the Kyle Hamilton adjustment that he made obviously midseason, which really transformed what this defense did. Nadami Matabike, I mean he's just so good. 2 sacks, sack from Adafe Owe as well. I don't really want to shout him out too much though. His sack was kind of a coverage sack, but hey, sack. Nate Wiggins was fantastic in man as well. Outside of that, I will say this Ravens defense wasn't, again, secondary-wise, did have some lapses here and there, but it wasn't the end of the world overall. Oh, yeah, I guess you could call it that. Oh, yeah, Ravens, 3 drives of 85 or more yards is the first time that any team has done that since 1966 in the playoffs. Pretty crazy there. Yeah, they were atrocious. Oh, my God. Until I guess they decided to go some upset Steelers offense there. Yeah, Lamar wins back-to-back games for the Steelers for the first time, again, with him as a starting quarterback. Derrick Henry is the key to the, again, if they play the Chiefs, I guess that would be big. Outside of that, though, last couple notes here, Lamar, didn't have to do a lot, again, as a runner, obviously, there. Steelers defense, I mean, this was just bad. I mean, the Ravens obviously controlled the clock a lot as well. But outside that, that's really all I got for you guys in this one. Again, I hope you guys didn't enjoy this one because this was not really fun to watch. But again, if you're a Ravens fan, at least you guys move on to the divisional round, of course, going to Buffalo next week. But with that said, that's all I got for you guys, at least in this game. Now let's, of course, get to our games that were on Sunday. And the first one, of course, definitely had a fast start.
It is playoff time in Buffalo. Who will survive that magnificent opening by our Brian Marr?
Disrupted.
2nd and 4. There's Nix going for the long ball. He's got a step on him. And the Broncos strike early with the touchdown to Franklin.
Tush push, and this guy's a big guy. He goes to the side usually.
Almost impossible to stop. Bangs it home. Hand it off to Cook. Cook's got an opening. Cook fights. He's in for the touchdown. He had 16 rushing touchdowns this year to tie the franchise record. Pass was there.
Oh, a fake! Look at this! Riley Dixon completes it to Mims!
Dixon on the hold and the kick.
Oh, no good! Rejected off the right.
27 yards, good. So they race down. Trying to go up top for it.
Wants to run for it, and he wants to go to his legs. Wasn't there, so now he's got to throw it deep to the end zone. And is that caught? Yes! Ty Johnson scrapes it up.
You have a linebacker out here. Cover 0, something quick to the side.
Allen with time. Floats it. Got it. It's Coleman with the catch.
Remember that game? Awesome.
Big 3rd and 6. Wide open. And it's Samuel. Zigs and zags. It slips through a tackle. He's taking it home. What will the Broncos do? They throw it short.
He is stopped a good yard or 2 out of bounds.
And they counted for 90 touchdowns between the two of them. Here's Bass with the field goal.
And of course the Bills, they gave up the touchdown to the Broncos on the first drive. I'm like, yeah, that's about it for you guys. Of course, the Bills were able to score 31 unanswered, pull basically wire-to-wire shutout against the Broncos, of course, in what was a very comfortable win for them. Obviously, now again hosting another playoff game. They have now won of course been in the division on 5 straight years. Of course, have won 5 straight wild card games as well. I think that's like tied for the longest streak in history, something like that. But yeah, this Bills team, I mean, it's pretty simple. This is the year. I mean, like you saw it in this game. I mean, you've seen it in other years too, but especially in this one, like this is the year for them to actually do something. And this wild card game kind of just showed you that in a lot of ways. Broncos, I didn't really think they had too much of a chance coming into this one, but like at least they tried, and trying is really all you can do in a lot of ways. But yeah, for the Broncos, I mean, kind of a tough way to again end your season overall. Either way though, Bo Nix, I think I had some. Yeah, was absolutely overwhelmed. I will say that. It didn't score after the first quarter. Yeah, or first drive. That was a scripted drive, obviously. But for Bo Nix, again, outside that touchdown, I mean, that takes like he was so ineffective in this one. He had some really bad reps in terms of going through progressions. But overall, I mean, the Bills secondary really did disguise a lot of plays for him, considering he's not exactly the greatest at reading out defenses and just what is called diagnosing some of those looks. Sometimes again on a consistent basis so far in his career, or again his rookie season, I guess. It wasn't too surprising that's what happened. But still, Bo Nix, he was not good in this one. Running game. yeah, this has been a problem all year. They're going to fix it. Well, they have to. Coleman Sutton, really only receiver in the team that can really consistently count on. Again, Troy Franklin, great play on that 43-yard game-opening touchdown. But outside of that, again, no one did not anything. Again, they moved the ball a little bit in the second half, but yeah. The Broncos' offense was just completely lost, and O-line-wise, they did not play well either. I think it was more penetration than everything. I think it was actually a little bit too conservative a game from them. Defensively, I can't really complain too much about the coverage. Yes, they had some, again, the touchdown they gave to Curtis Samuel was a little bit ugly, but the coverage itself wasn't really that bad. Outside of maybe 2 or 3 plays in zone where I think some guys got out of position, it really wasn't bad at all. It was actually really consistent, to be honest with you guys. I will say I don't think they were really the most aggressive in terms of reading Josh Allen's eyes, though, especially with Riley Moss. I think he had some opportunities there. Zach Allen really had only 3 pressures, but he did have a nice sack, was very good against the run. DJ Jones, he had his ups and downs, but the same thing, again, his swim move there was actually very lethal. I think that'll be something for him to build off of next year. Jaquan McMillan wasn't as effective as we're used to seeing. I would have liked to see Nick Benito even get to Josh Allen, because we have 2 or 3 plays where he was able to. Also, Cody Barton was fantastic contained against Josh Allen, again, outside of course, the insane touchdown. PS2, I will say, I didn't think he was, used the greatest. But yeah, I think he was definitely ineffective, but it wasn't like it was completely his fault. But yeah, PS2 definitely didn't show up too much in this one. Yeah, I think that's about it for the Broncos, though. Yeah, that's a lot of Bill stuff. Yeah, that's about it, though. Okay, that's all I got. Wait. Yeah, okay. After that, Will Lutz missed a field goal. I guess that kind of contributes to them getting shut out after the first drive. Anyway, though, Josh Allen didn't really have to do too much, honestly, in this one. I will say he definitely worked for some of his throws. I think he definitely was a little bit frustrated considering, again, he didn't get a lot of the looks he wanted, and also I think he actually got fooled pre-snap a couple of times. But overall, Josh Allen was able to, power through it. Missed only 6 passes, again, suggesting the Broncos were being a little bit more conservative than, you might have wanted them to be. But 270 yards in that insane touchdown to Ty Johnson. Of course, they had the 24-yarder. Running game overall was, again, really good. James Cook had a couple nice runs, obviously the touchdown there. Josh Allen also, I think, had 2 or 3 plays where he actually got upfield on some runs, but overall, again, wasn't exactly the most, greatest game we've seen out of him there, but still it worked out. Ty Johnson also got some carries, good to see there. Ray Davis only getting 1 was a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I don't really think the game rhythm was there. Curtis Samuel had his belt, again, really showed up for the first time this season. Khalil Shakir, obviously, really the only, dependent receiver right now, which again is a little bit of an issue, but I think they'll be able to stick around with that. Bills again, 5 straight seasons again, wild card. Pretty crazy, only having 1 AFC Championship appearance in that stretch, which again, that's just insane. Again, if you're winning every year in the playoffs, you gotta get past the Chiefs, obviously. But of course, they have not. Yeah, I would say the Bills' O-line was super physical in this one. It was a clinic there, and yeah, they did dominate in different parts of the game. Pretty impressive, I guess you could say. But yeah, I would say it was consistent dominance by this Bills' O-line. But overall, they had some really good reps overall. After that, though, yeah, Bill's secondary did have a field day. They had fun out there, playing a lot of man-to-man. Outside, though, the Stephens, again, overall, I think they just played great. I'm not going to really get too deep into that. Again, we'll probably get a lot more into that next week. Team stats-wise, again, you saw the 471 total yards for the Bills. They moved the ball pretty easily. Had controlled the clock as well. I mean, this game kind of went as we kind of expected. Anyway, though, that's all I got for you guys in this one. Now let's get to, of course, the game that, was the meat of the sandwich of this triple header here on this Sunday.
The wild card round of the playoffs, and a good one here in the NFC. The 2-seed Eagles against the 7-seed Packers, and we say welcome. What a great Sunday afternoon. Along with Tom Brady.
Pro returner for Green Bay. Gets decked up before the third. I think the ball came out there. Who's going to come out of it? Eagles say they have it. Second down. 4-man rush. Has a lot of time. Looking. Throw it, end zone. Caught for the touchdown. And Elliott punches it up in.
Good decision to at least try to keep 3 points on the board.
Man, it's up and it's missed. Going to take a shot going deep down the far side. And intercepted. Darius Slay, stride for stride, picks it. 2nd and 10. Low. Zips one. And it's intercepted. Zach Bond has it. Ball in Packers territory. Blitz coming. Love. Decked as he throws. Going deep for Wicks. He's got it. Great adjustment from Dontavian. Good adjustment and a catch by Goddard, who runs over his man. Still on his feet and he scores. What a play by Dallas Goddard. And what a big play by Goddard. Elliott's extra point is up, and that is no good. On the give inside, Jacobs breaks the tackle. Straight ahead he goes. Josh Jacobs taking everyone with him inside the 5. Jacobs Jacobs, no shock, up the middle, in trouble. Second effort, Jacobs is in from 30 yards out to make it a 9-point lead, and he's got it. Love, near side, he's out of bounds. He did not get the feed. Elliott. And that kick is up, and it's perfect. Rams. Here's Ludlow, last gasp attempt. Going deep down the field into double coverage. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell.
Talk about all the things that keep us up all night.
Oh, dang, guys. This Eagles defense, they're legit. I mean, they obviously we already knew that, but, like, when they do it against this Packers squad, like, again, coming in, we're like, maybe they're able to do something here. Yeah, this was definitely a statement win by the Eagles. Offensively, but at the same time, like, when this defense plays this well, do they really even have to be decent? Oh, good voice crack there. But yeah, of course, the Eagles were able to take care of the Packers in this one. They really, again, I wouldn't say they were in doubt at some points, because, again, offensively, there were points where they really didn't close this game out. But, again, after getting that fumble early, obviously, in the first play of the game, it was bad news. Going to spot the Eagles 2 possessions there, of course, with them having the ball out of the second half as well. It is really hard to come back from that in the first place. And, again, as we saw, the Packers offense just proved was not able to do that. Got shut out in the first half as well. Very frustrating game by this Packers team overall. Again, they've been disappointing overall this year as well, considering, again, really just for Jordan Love, but you get the point there. So the Eagles will be hosting a playoff game next Sunday as well. Packers will, yeah, you got some work to do. Anyway, though, Jordan Love, again, he was atrocious. 3 interceptions. Again, the pick 6 was really bad, but, I mean, not the pick 6. I don't even say it was really bad. The arm part at the end of the game was kind of like skewing this, but still, he had some abysmal throws in this one. Also, I mean, it was nothing what we've seen, again, in weeks past. Obviously, again, he got injured against his Eagles team back in Brazil in week 1. Again, even then, it didn't look good. Also, that Packers offense, I think, could use another dude at wide receiver. Obviously, Christian Watson would have been that guy in terms of the explosive plays. But I'm not going to start overrating Christian Watson. He's not a very good player. And honestly, they just needed a legit receiver here. Because, again, we saw none of these guys play well in this one. Jaden Reed, he was all over the place. Josh Jacobs was probably their best player in this game. Honestly, maybe even by far. He had 120 total yards, guys. On only 20 touches. Also had a touchdown out of this game. He was really the only guy I really like. He's playing his butt off. Outside of that, this offense could not get anything going. Again, Emmanuel also had, like, one big screen there. But overall, this offense, like, literally couldn't get anything going. Outside of that, though, alright, Eagles, more Eagles. Is this all Eagles? Yeah, it basically is. Alright, defensive, again, O-line also wasn't good. Defensively, what did I say about them? Oh, yeah, Packers D-line could have been a lot more aggressive. I would have liked to see them do that, because, I mean, I really didn't see that the Eagles offensive line playing their A game. Also, again, they were going to give up a long touchdown to Saquon on that last play, but of course, he did spare them. I will say, they definitely did a good job getting Saquon in most of those runs. It was really just the tackling overall. But in terms of the actual run fits, I think they did actually do a good job. Jeff Hadley, I think, definitely did a really good job with that. Evan Williams was very good, again, for a rookie playing in the playoffs, as well as Javon Bullard. They were both very, very physical. Again, really the only thing I got to say for this defense, I think they could have stand to be a little bit better in terms of the tackling overall, especially in the open field. And then, obviously, again, the aggressiveness from this defense. Again, the D-line. McManus missed field goal. That was pretty bad. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts was not good. He just didn't really look right, to be honest with you guys. Jalen Hurts now 3-3 in the playoffs. He's actually 3-0 at home in the playoffs too, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But again, they blew out 2 teams. Obviously, in the 2022 playoffs, and obviously this year they got this win, so he's now 3-0 in the playoffs at home. Jalen Hurts again, both his touchdowns were basically checkdowns. I will say the one he had, John Dawson again, first touchdown with the Eagles, pretty crazy. Again, all season he didn't have one. Again, he finally has one here. But for Jalen overall. Yeah, he was not great in this one. I think he was very, very limited. We saw that on this one. Literally the only times he ran was when he actually had to. Saquon, though, he would have, again, blew up that one play on that touchdown, again, for that huge touchdown run. But outside of that, I mean, he definitely got contained in this one. Again, he was able to get some yards overall, but again, not like the Saquon, again, we've seen, like, insane games. But yeah, Devontae Smith had a couple big plays, really only one. Dallas Goedert beast mode on that touchdown. A.J. Brown, 3 targets, 1 catch. Obviously for 10 yards. I think it was more interesting in that reading that book, though. Yeah, Cecil sick, of course, in the thumbnail there. Anyway, this defense, I mean, guys, they're crazy good. Again, everyone in this defense has some sort of role that they are excelling in. That's honestly the true thing there. Zach Braun has been the best, honestly, arguably the best defensive player in football this year. He has been that good. Like, you guys don't understand. I haven't seen the guy play this well at linebacker in, like, maybe outside of maybe Fred Warner in 2020. Like, he has been that good. Yeah. I will say though, for what is it called? The Eagles secondary did everything right. I think I could probably confidently say that. Darius Slay getting the huge interception there. I will say, where is he? Isaiah Rodgers, even when he got targeted by Jordan Love on some of those plays, he did a very good job. Again, stepping up there. Yeah, I guess the Eagles defense is just that good too. Yeah, Jordan Mailata also with a heck of a game. That's a good thing to mention there. Yeah, also the Eagles are now 3-1 versus the Packers in playoffs. Also, they haven't lost a home game since week 2, and yeah, outside of that, though, yeah, this defense is really good, and total yards-wise, neither offense really moved the ball totally great. Again, the Eagles still had 169 nice yards rushing and kind of controlled the clock, I'd say. I wouldn't say great job, but still, again, Eagles, I will say next week, I think they'll have to be a little bit better on third down, again, especially in terms of like those longer third downs, if this offense is going to, be able to keep up, again, with either the Rams or Eagles. No, not the Rams or Eagles. The Rams or Vikings, but anyway, though, yeah, that's really all after you guys hearing this one. Of course, now let's get to the Sunday night cap, which, again, was probably the best game of the weekend.
The NFL playoffs continue from Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida, home of the NFC South champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Had a very good year, didn't have the best of warm-ups from 50 yards. For the game's first point, it's a flag down. Pressure comes from Tampa. Daniels putting it towards Terry McLaurin. On top, Terry brings it in. Flight down. Throws the feet of Eckler, and incomplete. Luke McCaffrey in motion. Daniels retreats, throw it end zone, touchdown. Diome in season by Washington this year. From 52, Gonzalez. Commanders bring 4. Mayfield gonna climb and run it. Flag is down. Mayfield through 2 tackles. 4 catches for Evans. First and goal for 1. Looking to go back to it. To Evans for the touchdown. Gonzalez, a short field goal. Zane knocks it. Back is Irvin. Mayfield to the end zone. Tampa Bay takes the lead. 5 in the pattern. Nope. End zone. Incomplete. No flag. And the Buccaneers have stopped the Commander. 105 touchdowns. 9th all time. And so this creature. Mayfield lost it. And Washington pulls it off. Daniels. Throw it end zone. Touchdown. Washington takes the lead with Terry McLaurin. Into a zone infraction. Field goal attempt to tie the game from McLaughlin. 32 yards. And he knocks it in 10 for Daniels. Flip it out over Diome and caught. Eckler into field goal range. Eckler to the 20. Fake to him. Daniels escapes and runs for the first down. Elijah Cansey, all he could do was grab a 2. The Washington Commanders off the upright, and it is in.
Leave the room. 'Cause what I want and what I'm worried about can do.
And of course, the game that wrapped up Sunday was a very good one. Of course, probably, again, like I said, the best of the weekend. Again, through all those highlights, you saw a lot. Honestly, the biggest thing I think I saw was that there was a struggle. And it was a struggle, again, in terms of the fact that both these defenses were like, nope, no big plays in this one. Of course, I think the longest play maybe was like 20 yards. It was not an explosive game at all. That's, I think, what was the beauty of it overall. But of course, the biggest thing was the Commanders got their first playoff win since 2005, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah, the Commanders again have not been good for a while. So the fact again they were able to come here into Tampa and put together a very well-rounded game, as well as again even like respond in a lot of ways, was huge. Obviously, they got gifted that Baker Mayfield, and where is he? Jalen McMillan botch play there. But outside of that, I mean, the Commanders just played a decent game overall. Again, they were so lucky there. Zane Gonzalez was a nervous wreck before that kick. I thought he was going to push it, but hey, you never know. Shank it in, I guess. But Bucs obviously have now lost 3 of the last 4 home playoff game, which, I mean, is unfortunate, I guess. But, like, you can't be too mad if you're a Bucs fan losing this game. I get, again, it sucks because, again, you're in the playoffs. You want to obviously win. But, like, this Bucs team, again, even if they did make the playoffs, like, if they lose, it's not the end of the world. Like, you're still in a decent spot. Especially after the season Baker had. Like, you can't be too, again, outside maybe the turnovers. You can't be too complaining there. Jaden, he was very poised, which I think was the biggest, again, the biggest reason this offense, was able to work somewhat well. I will say he does need to find a way to maybe be a little bit more aggressive, I think, in throwing over the middle. Because, yes, again, he had that one big play to Terry McLaurin, 7 obviously, 89 touchdown from him. But he can't rely on these receivers always being open. He's got to make some crazy throws once in a while. And yeah, I just like to see that next week against the Lions. So I think he'll actually have to be able to do that. But if he can, huge running game. I mean, again, Jay Daniels really didn't run the ball too effectively, but again, it was okay, I guess. I'll also say for this Atlanta team. Where was it? Yeah, Washington run game was more supplemental in this game, and I don't know if that'll be a great a great like role for this running game next week. Because again, I think it'll actually play a pretty big one in this one. Part in this one. Austin Eckler, again, it wasn't great. Brown Harper Jr. really didn't get out of the backfield, to be honest with you guys there. Diamond Brown, heck of a game, 5 for 89 touchdown. I never thought he'd actually be able to do what he was able to do in this one, so hats off to him. I really just thought he was a big play guy. Austin Eckler, 3 catches, 26 yards. I mean, he hit the game-winning, but very big third down conversion there. Well, it was some sort of conversion there. O-line also was very, I would like to say, honestly, I'll just call it poised, because they looked like they were under control. I don't know if they actually were, but it looked like it. Again, it was very bizarre, but hey, it worked for them. Defensively, I really don't want to talk about them too much because I just think again they played their game. Like you saw, physical up front. Duron Payne again winning a lot. Again, he got injured though, which kind of sucked. But Jerzon Newman, best game we've seen out of him all season, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Frankie Louvu again being a huge guy in terms of the playmaking back there. Obviously, at linebacker. Marshall Lattimore again, he pissed off Mike Evans a lot, even though again he did get that one touchdown. Bobby Wagner also played pretty well. Yeah, this defense just did what they were supposed to, and it worked out. Zane Gonzalez, I don't know how that kid went 3 for 3, but hey, he did. So good for him. This Bucs team again, this is again disappointing. Baker Mayfield, first quarterback ever to have an 80% completion percentage and 2 or more passing touchdowns in a playoff game and still lose it, which is kind of unfortunate. But at the same time, I think maybe he had one. Again, Joe McMillan again had a couple big plays. Again, this wasn't really in terms of. Not big plays. We had 2 catches. Neither one were again big plays. Mike Evans had a touchdown though. Overall, again, really just offense wasn't really that explosive. But I would say Joe McMillan did play well. Bucs secondary looked really banged up too. I think that's similar to that Commanders O-line. They just like looked a certain way, and I just didn't really get it out of my head through watching the film through that. After that though, yeah, that's about it for the that part of it. Either way though, for the running game, Bucky Irving continues to play well. Rashad White only got 1 carry. Again, touchdown obviously for Mike Evans there. Lattimore. Defensively, though, outside the secondary looking banged up, I think they were a little bit lethargic in some parts, and I think spots, I think that actually hurt them in a lot of ways. Anthony Winfield Jr. helped the 4th down, though, especially, again, on some of those in breaking routes, especially, again, outside the, red zone there. But Levante David was fantastic. Again, 8 tackle sack, borderline PI there in that, or whatever you want to call it, on that 4th down play, but it really didn't matter, so. Outside that, though, I think the pressure could have been a little bit better, too, from this Bucs defense. That's really all I got for you guys in this one. Again, Chase McLaughlin was also decent. Team stats, though, the Commanders going to add a decent amount of yards. But overall, I think they'll play a little bit better next week if they want to beat the going to Detroit and get the win, of course, next Saturday, of course, which will be a short week for them. Anyway, though, that is all I got for you, of course, here in this Sunday Night Football, of course, wildcard game. Now let's get to our next one, which, of course, was a dandy on Monday Night Football.
Second and 9. Stafford for Higbee. What a catch. Play action. Stafford on the move. Stops. Finds his man. Touchdown Williams. 10-0.
Following the sack. Getting him into 3rd and long and forcing the field goal here.
34-yard try. Darnold slings it, and he's picked. Intercepted by Durant. Darnold balls out.
The screen.
Under 20 to go. Wide open. Allen touchdown. 3rd down and 9. Stafford. Cup. He makes a spinning grab. Yard try by Cardi. Darnold completes to Hawkinson, and he is in for the touchdown.
Alright guys, and of course the last game of Super Wildcard Weekend was a game. I mean, the Rams of course did put together a very, very good one, knocking off the Vikings 27-9 in this game. The Rams were again able to get that early lead, 24-3, obviously at the halftime there. But for the Vikings, again, this is, again, a very disappointing season when it comes down to it. Again, considering how it ended, and yeah, Sam Darnold, we'll get to him in a second, but the Vikings lost back-to-back games, of course. They've lost both their, the 4 games they've lost here were to the Rams and to the Lions. Kind of tells you what it's like with this team, but more on the Vikings there, of course. They had a very, very good chance to, of course, get the 1 seed. With that Lions game, of course, last week. That didn't end up happening, though, as they put up back-to-back 9-point games and are now out of the playoffs. And for Sam Darnold, I guess we'll just get into him now. He again has something there that would be very good again if he's able to at least make some of that money back. But yeah, he lost a lot of money the past 2 weeks, guys. Let's just put it as it is there again. If he just played a little bit better, just even a little bit better, he probably would have made a lot more money. But of course, still a great season from Sam Darnold with 35 touchdowns in that sense there. But in terms of 25-40, I mean, that's going to tell you something. But 245 yards, touchdown, a pick that really doesn't do anything justice with what we're going to get to later. But yeah, this Vikings team, very disappointing end of their season. But yeah, this game was completely shellacking when it came down to it. Again, when it came to the running game, they didn't really get much going. Aaron Jones, I'd probably say, had 1 or 2 runs. Cam Akers had 1 explosive run. But outside of that, this really just Vikings O-line total, of course, did get overwhelmed. Receiving-wise, C.J. Hawkinson had a touchdown. Justin Jefferson had a couple big touchdown catches. I think he had like a 27-yard catch on their field goal drive in the first half. Of course, their only points in the first half as well. But Jordan Addison struggled. Of course, he got really locked up by one guy we'll get to as well. But for this Vikings receiving core, I mean, it did one of the worst games of the year. Defensively, though, I will say I didn't like the aggressive approach I saw early because that just wasn't working, to be honest with you guys. A lot of quick throws by Stafford. They were really able to neutralize that. But second half defense, I think, was a lot better. Again, it wasn't like they were going against an offense that was in full attack mode, but at the same time, they definitely did a good job there. Ivan Pace Jr. kind of did get robbed in that scoop and score play because should have definitely been a touchdown, I'll be honest there. Blake Cashman, though, 11 tackles and a nice sack. I will say, again, that was a good play there. I think that's the first time Matt Stafford's been sacked in a while. I can't really tell you guys the last time he's been sacked. That's pretty crazy there. Harrison Smith had 9 tackles. Second from Andrew Van Ginkel as well. Again, he had, I think, a pretty decent game overall. And the corners both did a decent job, too. Anyway, though, some coverage bust. You can't really complain too much on this defense played in the second half. I mean, it wasn't good, but it could have been a lot worse. For the Rams, of course, next week they'll be heading to Philly for what should be a big game, but I'm not looking forward to that one, to be honest with you guys. We'll just have to wait for that one, of course, there. Matt Stafford, 19 of 27, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think those stats are kind of a little skewed overall. Again, a lot of quick throws. Again, the tight end, where is he? Kyron Williams, of course, the touchdown on the first drive. And Davis Allen had that wide open play there as well. Cooper Kupp, literally the same stat line we saw from the last time we saw him play. Again, I don't even know if he had more than 1 target in this one, but again, he had the really nice design play there for him. But yeah, he's just not really done too much. He's gonna have to do a lot more next week. Puka again had a good game, and Tyler Higbee 5 for 58. Running game, Kyron only getting 16 carries is a little bit weird, but at the same time, like, we didn't need him too much in this one. Just kind of need him to trade the clock, of course, there. But of course, but this Rams defense, I mean, they were the group in this one. Again, me talking about how this offense needs to be better. That's definitely true. But again, if the defense plays like this, I don't really know if it's even in the realm of possibility that they need to play better. Quentin Lake was very good. Christian Rose also very good. I will say in coverage could have been a little bit better, but that's like neither they're nor their whatever. Cam Kitchens also had 5 tackles. Byron Young had 1.5 sacks. I think he had like 4 to 5 pressures. But nonetheless, guys, the Rams had 9 total sacks. That's the most in NFL history since the play. Again, it was tracked back in 1963 in the playoffs. So pretty crazy with that. Again, I told you guys about Kobe Durant, guys. He's a freaking beast. Had an interception. I mean, I get they'll call on Justin Jefferson with the whole thing. I mean, it's freaking Justin Jefferson. What else do you expect? But overall, this defense was just there's something else, guys. This is the best defensive performance I've seen. Honestly, out of any Rams defense since maybe back in 2020. That might even be have been better in this game. They were legit. They literally copied and pasted the game plan from that Lions game, and it worked to perfection. I wouldn't say copy and paste. They did some other stuff, but still, most of the same stuff. Rams also didn't really move the ball too much. They didn't actually even control the clock in this way, but of course, that scoop and score that Jared Verse had, hats off to him. Should be defensive rookie of the year for sure. And of course, the Rams were able to get a lot more stuff done. I'm just straight up so impressed with this group. I'll have you guys, obviously, for the divisional round power rankings. Again, last probably power rankings of the year, if I had to guess. That'll be coming out maybe tomorrow, maybe on Thursday. I'll figure that out. But we, of course, have a big divisional round weekend to get through as well. That's all I got for you guys, again, here with this Super Wildcard Weekend recap. Hope you guys enjoyed, and, of course, see you for the power rankings coming up.
Tonight, they start from their own 9 again. Heineke looking deep, going downfield, and caught, pulled in by Dodson.